Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's another great day, and we get to come into this space together. I just want to start off by saying good morning and hello to my friend Donna. So hi, Donna. Really glad to see you today. Hope to know that you're waving back. We've been getting pictures from you guys who are sitting and watching in all different locations, and I just want you to know how much it blesses our heart to see you interacting with us in this way. So keep them coming. But we have some exciting things planned today, so I think I'd just like to dive right in and get started. Let's get anchored. This morning, we're only going to be in this space for a little while. In fact, we're going on a little bit of a field trip today because today's object lesson is far too messy to do inside. But before we go, I want to just kind of set it up and explain what we're going to do and explain some of the things that I hope we learn from it. And then we're going to head outside together and just kind of have a fun wow time. Riley, I really hope you're watching because I know this is your favorite. But I have just a couple of simple ingredients here. Not that I am doing any paid advertising, but this is Diet Pepsi. And I want to just take the label off of this Diet Pepsi because I want us to be able to see the bottle and everything that's in it. So this is kind of messy, but what I want you to see is how dark that Diet Pepsi looks. I bet from where you are, it just looks like this whole thing is black. This is darkness. And I want us just to think about darkness for a bit. Maybe you're one of those people who darkness makes them feel just a little bit scared. And if you are scared of the dark in any way, then you'll know that there are some things that we can do to help us not feel so scared of the dark. Number one, we can turn on a light. We turn on lights. And the moment we turn on the light, all of the darkness disappears. We can have the darkest, biggest room, and the moment we introduce an itty-bitty source of light, that darkness is pushed back. So many people who are a bit afraid of the dark or want to be able to see their way in the middle of the night, they plug in things like a night light. And sometimes darkness is a way of describing maybe how we feel. Sometimes feelings of sadness or things that are overwhelming for us have kind of a dark feeling. And there too, today we want to learn that where there is darkness, in order to fight back against any kind of darkness, no matter what kind it is, we need to bring in light. We need to bring in light. And there's all kinds of ways that we can bring in light. I mentioned a night light. You know, there are candles, there are flashlights, we have reading lamps and overhead lights in our homes, and that's all meant to push away darkness. Today, though, we're going to use something else to represent light. So I have with me also some Mentos, and I'm just going to take a couple out of the package and show you these. These are kind of opposite to dark. They are light. And we're going to use them to represent light, but not any kind of light. We are going to use this to represent God's light. And later when we step outside, we are going to see what happens when we allow God to flood us with His light. What happens to the darkness that we may be experiencing. So I'm going to put these here because in a moment I'm going to get my coat on. But before we go outside, I want to just open with a couple of verses that I've been thinking about as far as darkness and light. The first one comes in John 1 verse 5, and it's just a reminder, exactly what we said. It says the light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. I think that is a reminder to us to remember that we have this source of light, and sometimes we don't have an understanding of everything that God, our source of light, can do for us. Now I'm going to move further into the New Testament near the end, also a book named John, but this is 1 John, and it's 1 John 1, and this is what I want us to hear today. How important it is for us, especially at this time, to be walking in the light. This is the message we have heard from him and declare to you. God is light. God is light. In him there is no darkness. God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all. And if we have fellowship with him, we can walk in the light as he is in the light. We have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus, his son, purifies us from all sin. I want, especially in these days, to find ways to remember to be in the light. And so we're going to take this outside, and we are going to see what happens to this darkness when we add God's light. Because I want you to remember that in God, there is no darkness at all. So hold on one second, because I can't just hop outside. We're in Winnipeg. I got to get ready. And then I hope that you'll be patient with me and that you will join me outside for something amazing. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we took a moment and we reset up here outside. It's beautiful, it's sunny, snow is melting. I want you just to remember two things that we talked about inside. I want you to remember that these Mentos represented who? God. And God is light. And in God there is no darkness. So here we have the light of God and we have darkness. And we are going to see what happens when we bring God into our darkness. We're going to see what happens to the darkness. Now, I have it rigged up, and I'm going to pull. And when I get to 3 and I pull this string, all of the light is going to go into the bottle, and we're going to see what happens to that darkness. Are you ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3. In him there is no darkness.